Now it's really common when I come to an aquarium and then we open up the cabinet and then we find a whole host of products, and a lot of the products do tend to be double ups, and then some of the products do tend to be old. So you do want to be a little bit ruthless in throwing out your old products, because throwing an expired product into the tank can be more negative than it is good. So what we have here is we have some calcium, we have a couple of different versions of KH, and we have some magnesium. So there's your three major elements that we need to worry about. You've also got a few different trace element formulas here. So these ones here are super important. These ones here are not as important, but they will help coral color and a lot of aspects of the coral. So if you've got three of them like that, if one of them's super old, I'd throw it out. If the rest of them are fairly current, then I would just alternate their use, maybe only dosing them once a week, or probably a bit less than the instructions suggest. We've also got some iron here. I'd probably tend to use it up. Iron does help to bond with phosphate, reduce your phosphate levels, and it does help to encourage any more advanced algae that you may have growing in, say, a refugium. So I'd probably tend to use that up. And then we've got various foods here as well. So alternating these foods would also be a very good idea. Preferably not using them all at one time. You want to alternate them. Then we've got a bit of stability, which is a good bacteria. We've got another food. We've got some medication, which you would not put in a reef tank. Then we have got some Reef Plus, which goes into this section, which is your sort of vitamin trace element mix. We've got some Aptasia solution, which is a good thing to have if you start seeing Aptasia popping up in your tank. And it's very good to always have on hand some Medic, because if you do have any issues with parasites in your aquarium, the key is to drop the salinity as fast as possible and to get the Medic in there as fast as possible. So we've definitely got all bases covered here. There is absolutely nothing else that he's likely to need, but it is good to have a strategy to use up the products and not sort of buy this one and then leave the other one sitting in the cupboard and waste them. So just have a strategy for dosing, and for your dosing it's really good to write down what you're dosing. So your major things, preferably you want on a dosing pump, but then your foods, vitamins, trace elements and stuff you're going to hand dose. So to minimize waste, I just write down a little plan of what I was going to dose and when, until I've used them up, and then you can make any decisions moving forward on what products you're going to have. And the idea is to try a different product and give it a few months, and just to see the impact that it has on the aquarium. So one person might say, hey, that product's great, but you want to be able to use your own judgment, because aquariums are really not about what you hear is good. It's really about test and measuring. So try a product and see how it's going with your aquarium. Give it a few months to really settle in, then change to another brand or change to another product, and then go back to the other one if you found that you had a better result. So it's really about regularly recording your aquarium so you can compare, and then making changes of what you add slowly, so then you can see whether it's having an advantage or a disadvantage with the addition of other products, and really pay attention to what you're seeing and the results your aquarium is getting, much more than what someone's telling you or what you read online.